first group, and we're going to kind of like teach you like the basis of graphing and
the first can everyone turn off their monitors, please? Thank you.
And turn your chairs around. Turn off your monitors.
Okay, so first we're going to identify the parts of the Cartesian plane.
Just tell me until you get to it. There are several choices.
Okay.
So press the button.
Okay, so there's 4 quadrants of a Cartesian plane, and the first one's always here, second one's here, third way around, I'm sorry, first one, second, third, fourth, and the middle origin, right there, is, that's the origin, thank you, and it's always 0, 0, and this number line here, the vertical number line is called y-axis, and the horizontal is called x-axis. So
the x-axis, like you said, like you kind of said, is the horizontal number line, and the y-axis is the vertical number line. The origin is where the 2 perpendicular lines intersect, and they form point 0, 0. The quadrants are first, second, third, and fourth.
so it goes in like a counterclockwise direction.
And you guys know why it's positive, positive, and then positive, negative.
this is positive, positive because the numbers are positive and positive for the first quadrant, and then here it's negative and positive, here is negative and negative, and here it's positive and negative. And remember that the x-axis always comes first, so that's why.
Anybody have any questions about that?
Okay, so we might not be able to see that, but I made a chart. And so basically this is what you need to remember when you're graphing. So we made up the acronym @point. So there's 7 things you need to remember. So the first one, A, axis labels. So like Susanna said, like the x-axis and the y-axis. It ticks across axis. Okay, so
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's on a video kind of thing.
okay, so I'll just explain it to you. So it's like if there's a line, like these would be like the ticks. Points, labels, coordinate pair. So let's say the coordinate is 3, 2. Then you would have to put the dot, and then you would have to label it. So this is the x-axis, and this is the y, and these are the ticks. And then if the dot is 3, 2, then you have to label it 3, 2. And if there's a coordinate here, you also have to put that with the E there. So orange is labeled, so like Susanna said, it's 0, 0, so you put 0. Infinity axis, so you put the arrows on the end of the axis if needed. Neatly spaced axis, so they should be all the same space apart, and and a title of the graph. Okay, so there's a video in case like you're more of a it shows that the y-axis is labeled. The x-axis is labeled. There's the origin, and the title, and the origin. And the ticks that across axis are going to meet in state and the labels.
Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to identify coordinates from, like if you're looking at a graph. So first, there's two main things we have to remember. That the x value comes first when you're writing a coordinate, when you're writing an ordered pair, and then the y value you write it second. And so how to find it, like let's say on this graph, you first read along the x-axis, which is the horizontal, and then you would read along the y-axis, and then the y-axis is like the matching point where the x-axis was. So for example, A is that the x-axis would be 0 because that's the origin, but the y-axis is 1, so the ordered pair would be 0, 1, where the x-axis is first and the y-axis is second. And I'll do one more, like I'll do C. And so x-axis, you would move over 4 squared to the right, and then move down 1. So because you're moving down and it's a y-axis, it would be negative 1. So whenever the y-axis is going down or to the left, it's going to be negative, and for the x, if it's right or up, it's going to be positive. And then if you want to read it from a table of values, when you're writing